Have you ever felt like your energy or desire for intimacy has shifted as you've gotten older? It's something many of us experience, whether it's the physical changes in our bodies or the emotional shifts that come with the passing years. As we move through our 60s and beyond, there's a tendency to believe that intimacy fades along with the passing of time, but the truth is, this doesn't have to be the case. Many seniors continue to enjoy vibrant, fulfilling relationships and satisfying intimacy. It's about understanding the changes and learning how to adapt to them, rather than letting them take control of your life. In this video, we're going to explore what sex after 60 really looks like. We'll talk about the changes you may notice in your body, how they affect intimacy, and what you can do to keep your sex life fulfilling. You might be surprised to learn that even if your body feels different, it doesn't mean intimacy has to be less meaningful. It's all about understanding these changes, communicating openly with your partner, and discovering new ways to keep the passion alive. Let's begin by talking about the physical changes that affect intimacy as we age. For women, the most noticeable change comes with menopause. As estrogen levels decrease, it can lead to vaginal dryness, which can make sex uncomfortable. But don't worry, this is a normal part of aging, and there are easy solutions. You might want to consider using lubricants or creams to help with dryness. Many women find that once they've addressed this issue, they're able to enjoy sex just as much as before. In fact, some report feeling more liberated after menopause, as there are no longer concerns about pregnancy or the pressure of societal expectations. For men, a decrease in testosterone levels is common as we age. This can lead to changes in sexual performance, such as slower arousal or difficulty maintaining an erection. Again, this is completely natural, but it's important to remember that intimacy isn't just about performance, it's about connection. Many men find that as they age, intimacy becomes more about emotional closeness and less about physical performance. And that's a beautiful shift to embrace. If erectile dysfunction is a concern, there are medications available that can help, but they're not the only solution. The most important thing is to communicate with your partner and find new ways to connect. Mental and emotional changes also play a significant role in how we experience intimacy as we age. If you're feeling more self-conscious about your changing body or dealing with emotional stress, it might affect your desire for intimacy. But intimacy isn't just about your physical appearance, it's about emotional connection, trust, and the bond you share with your partner. The more you can accept yourself, the easier it becomes to open up to your partner. Many seniors find that they enjoy intimacy even more as they grow older because they feel less pressure to perform and more freedom to explore emotional closeness. It's important to understand that the emotional connection often grows stronger as you age. You might find that physical intimacy takes a backseat to emotional intimacy, and that's completely okay. In fact, many people find this shift to be a positive one. As we grow older, we tend to value emotional closeness even more, and that deepens the bond between you and your partner. It's not about how often or how intensely you have sex. It's about sharing meaningful moments with someone you love, whether that's through physical touch or simply spending time together. Now that we've talked about some of the physical and emotional changes that affect intimacy, it's clear that aging doesn't mean the end of intimacy. It simply means that the way we experience intimacy might evolve over time. It's all about adapting and understanding the changes in your body and emotions and finding new ways to stay connected with your partner. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into how you can adapt to these changes and keep your sex life vibrant and satisfying. It's not about going back to the way things were in your younger years. It's about embracing the new chapter of your life and finding joy in intimacy as it is now. So let's continue to explore how you can keep the passion and connection alive, no matter your age. As we explore how to adapt to the changes that come with aging, let's talk about how you can nurture intimacy in ways that work for you. The truth is, intimacy after 60 doesn't have to look the same as it did when you were younger. In fact, it can be even more fulfilling and meaningful because the focus often shifts from performance to emotional connection, trust, and shared experiences. The physical changes in your body don't mean you can't still experience joy and closeness with your partner. They just mean you might need to get a little creative and open-minded. First, let's talk about finding new ways to connect emotionally. As we age, the emotional bond we share with our partners often becomes more important than physical intimacy. Many seniors find that they have a deeper connection now because they've learned to communicate more openly and vulnerably. This is a beautiful shift that can enhance intimacy, even if physical desire isn't as strong as it once was. If you and your partner are able to communicate honestly about your needs, desires, and comfort levels, you're already on the right track. If physical intimacy feels different, explore ways to share tender moments without the pressure of sexual performance. Simple things like cuddling, holding hands, or sharing a quiet evening can help you feel more connected to your partner. Sometimes just the act of being physically close without any expectations can spark intimacy in ways you hadn't expected. Don't underestimate the power of a shared look, a soft touch, or a gentle kiss. These moments can create a feeling of closeness and warmth, strengthening the emotional bond. It's also important to adapt to your body's new rhythm. Many people find that their bodies slow down as they get older, and that's okay. But it's important to approach intimacy with patience. You might need more time to feel ready, or you might need to take breaks in between. The key here is not to rush. Take your time to enjoy the process rather than focusing on the end result. This shift in approach can lead to a much more fulfilling experience, where both you and your partner focus on enjoying each moment rather than getting it over with. Exploring intimacy without intercourse is another wonderful way to stay connected. Many seniors find that they can have an incredibly fulfilling sex life without necessarily engaging in full penetrative sex. There are so many ways to be intimate that don't require the physical effort or stamina that intercourse once did. Sensual touch, oral sex, and even shared massages can offer satisfaction and intimacy. The key here is communication and experimentation. Don't be afraid to talk with your partner about what feels good and explore what works best for both of you. For women, vaginal dryness is a common issue after menopause, but it's not something that has to end your sex life. There are many lubricants available over the counter that can make a world of difference when it comes to comfort during intimacy. Additionally, some women find that hormone therapy prescribed by their doctor can alleviate some of the discomfort. There's no shame in using these products, and they can help restore a sense of normalcy and comfort to your intimate experiences. Remember, intimacy is about feeling good, not about fitting into an old idea of what it should look like. For men, erectile dysfunction, ED, is often a concern as testosterone levels decline with age. But here again, it's important to remember that intimacy doesn't have to rely on full sexual performance. There are medications that can help manage ED, but there are also lifestyle changes that can improve performance, such as exercise, healthy eating, and reducing stress. Just like with any other change, being open and willing to adapt to what works for you and your partner is key. Alongside physical changes, mental and emotional health plays a huge role in how we experience intimacy. As we age, it's easy to feel anxious or insecure about changes in our bodies, and that can affect our desire for intimacy. But addressing these emotions can make a world of difference. Practice self-compassion. Remember, you are not your body's limitations. You are worthy of love, connection, and affection, regardless of the changes you're experiencing. Be kind to yourself, and that will allow you to enjoy intimacy without the pressure of meeting expectations. Another way to enhance intimacy as you age is by staying active. Physical health plays a huge role in sexual health. When you're physically active, your energy levels increase, your mood improves, and your body becomes more responsive. Exercise, particularly strength training, can help improve circulation, increase flexibility, and even boost your libido. So, even though your body might be changing, maintaining an active lifestyle can help you feel more confident in your ability to connect with your partner. Regular physical activity is an investment in your future intimacy. It's important to remember that intimacy after 60 doesn't have to be the same as it was in your younger years, and that's okay. The focus shifts more towards connection, emotional fulfillment, and comfort. As long as you're being open and communicative with your partner, there's no reason why your intimate life can't be just as fulfilling as it was before. These small adjustments and shifts in perspective can make a world of difference in keeping your sex life alive and vibrant. And the best part is, it's never too late to start. Whether you're rekindling your intimacy after years of feeling disconnected or just looking to keep things fresh and exciting, embracing the changes in your body and exploring new ways to connect can lead to a fulfilling, satisfying experience that both you and your partner can enjoy. Now that we've discussed these tips for nurturing intimacy, we'll continue our conversation in the final part, where we'll dive into more ways to stay connected, as well as how to approach intimacy in a way that works for your current stage in life. Now that we've covered some of the adjustments and strategies to nurture intimacy, let's take a look at how you can maintain connection and passion for the long haul. It's easy to think that intimacy might naturally fade with time, but the truth is that it can evolve into something even more meaningful. With a bit of effort, patience, and understanding, your intimate life can remain fulfilling, deep, and rich in emotional connection. One of the most important things to remember as you age is that intimacy is about connection, not just physical performance. This shift can be incredibly freeing. It allows you and your partner to experience each other in new ways, without the pressure of meeting old standards or living up to expectations. As we grow older, intimacy becomes more about sharing your lives and your emotions with each other. It's about the quiet moments spent together, holding hands, exchanging looks, or simply being present with one another. Physical intimacy may slow down, but that doesn't mean emotional intimacy has to follow suit. In fact, it can grow even stronger as you learn to appreciate each other in deeper ways. For many couples, the emotional bond becomes even more important than the physical one. As we get older, we often become more comfortable with vulnerability. And this is where intimacy truly thrives, when both partners feel safe enough to share their deepest thoughts, desires, and even fears. Being emotionally open and vulnerable with each other builds trust and creates a connection that can lead to deeper intimacy, both in and out of the bedroom. But maintaining intimacy isn't just about emotional connection, it's also about staying physically active. We've already touched on how exercise supports your physical and sexual health, but it's worth emphasizing again. Regular exercise boosts your circulation, helps with flexibility, and strengthens muscles, all of which are important for maintaining intimacy. Exercise also releases endorphins, the feel-good hormones, which can improve your mood and reduce stress. These benefits can make intimacy feel more comfortable and enjoyable, enhancing the emotional connection you share with your partner. If you find that your physical intimacy isn't as frequent as it once was, or if physical challenges arise, don't see it as a loss. Instead, consider it an opportunity to explore new forms of closeness. You don't have to rely on traditional forms of intimacy to feel connected. Sensual massages, cuddling, or simply spending time together doing things you both enjoy, like cooking, walking, or watching a movie, can keep the bond strong. These moments are intimate too, and they lay the foundation for emotional closeness that can make your connection even richer. Sensuality and touch become even more important as we age. Many people find that they experience an increase in satisfaction when they focus less on intercourse and more on other forms of physical affection. Explore different types of touch, gentle caresses, kisses, or even just sitting close to each other. You might find that these small moments of intimacy can be just as fulfilling as traditional sexual encounters. Don't feel pressured to keep up with previous standards or what you think intimacy should be. Instead, focus on what feels good and nurturing for both you and your partner. It's also crucial to maintain open communication with your partner. As we discussed earlier, intimacy evolves, and so do our desires and needs. What worked for you years ago may no longer work now, and that's completely normal. The key is to keep talking, keep checking in with each other about what feels good, what's working, and what could be better. This level of communication not only helps you keep intimacy alive, but it also strengthens your emotional connection and reinforces trust between you and your partner. Sometimes it can be easy to fall into the trap of focusing on what's no longer possible instead of what is still possible. Aging doesn't mean the end of a fulfilling sex life. It just means that the definition of intimacy shifts. Many people find that as they get older, they experience deeper emotional connections, less pressure, and more freedom to explore intimacy on their own terms. Aging is a natural process, and there is no right way to do intimacy. What matters is that it feels fulfilling for both you and your partner. Adapting to changes in your body and your desires can be an exciting process. It's not about trying to recapture the past. It's about finding new ways to enjoy each other, to feel close, and to continue living your life with joy and connection. And remember, your worth, your intimacy, and your connection with your partner don't diminish with age. In fact, they can grow stronger and more profound. So, whether you're rekindling intimacy after years of feeling disconnected or simply exploring new ways to stay connected with your partner, the key is to embrace change and be patient with yourself. You don't need to rush back to what once was. You just need to nurture what is here now in this season of your life. And as you do, you'll find that intimacy after 60 can be a fulfilling, deeply satisfying part of your journey, filled with love, trust, and connection. Thank you for spending this time with me, investing in your health and your future. If you found this video helpful, I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know which tips you're excited to try or share a small victory you've experienced on your journey to better intimacy. Your story might be exactly what someone else in this community needs to feel encouraged and supported. If you enjoyed this conversation, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more uplifting and practical tips to help you live your best life after 60. And if you're looking for tools to support your health and well-being, I've included a few resources in the description below. Feel free to check them out if you're interested in taking another step toward living stronger and feeling more energized each day. Before you go, there's another video on the screen right now that will continue to support your journey toward health, strength, and independence. Go ahead and tap it, and let's keep this momentum going together. Here's to living each day with intention, joy, and the confidence that comes from knowing you are taking care of yourself in the best way possible. You've got this.